Hey guys, it's Tony Michaels back from the sleeperselections.com. My picks will be on there in various packages, but I do give out the free picks here, guys. So, like I did last year, I did very well in the NFL, and I'm going to look to do that again. It's been a crazy 2020, so at the same time, we're going to try to get through these games. Hopefully, we get through the season. Hopefully, everything will go well. Let's get kind of into the picks here. There are a few games that I really, really like. Let me just pull it up here so I have it. And then we're going to go with the first game, obviously. A Chicago guy, the Chicago Bears, playing Detroit Lions. I think that these two teams will be near the bottom of the division, unfortunately. The Chicago Bears are still trying to figure out what they want to do offensively. They just seem to, make mistakes, and the defense is always on the field. And if we could keep the defense off the field, this team will have a really good chance to win. Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions, it's just another year, same kind of program they've always had. It's just something that... they're going to be a team that's going to win when they're not supposed to, and usually lose the games that are going to be close. And this one's going to be close. So, I am a Chicago guy, and my heart does lean. But when it comes to making money and investing, I take this as I do the stock market, as I do cryptocurrency. I take this stuff very seriously, and it's an extra income that, I use and my family uses, to pay bills. So if you're in it to have fun, I would probably just shut off the video now. You could bet your teams that you like and have fun, and that's fine. But if you want to try to win some money, this is not a game that I'm going to bet on the card. But the +3 and the Chicago Bears is the obvious pick here. If Detroit was +3, I would take Detroit. In this game, I always take the points. It always seems to be a close game, always a shootout to the end. So I do like the Chicago Bears and the +3. The next game on the card I got is the Miami Dolphins +7. All right. So, for some reason I don't have these things in order here, but, they're playing the New England Patriots. So the Patriots are -7. And, you're getting the same coaching staff and everything like that, but you're minus a key player, and that's Tom Brady calling the shots. You got Cam Newton. He's a veteran quarterback. He's not going to be hurt in week 1. Could he get the job done? Of course he can. This defense is pretty good, all around. We've seen that if you guys play fantasy football. This defense, was like any other in the past years, just getting points on defense. That being said, I like the Miami Dolphins +7. It's a division game. Miami always seems to play New England good. For years and years and years, they've upset the New England Patriots several times as double-digit underdogs. Just something about their rivalry there that keeps, the Dolphins in the game. Fitzpatrick will always be that miracle guy, and he's going to have to pull a miracle to win it. But I like the Miami Dolphins and take the points with the +7. These early games, early in the season, we're trying to feel it out to see who's good. And, when in doubt, it's not a game I'm going to bet on the card, but I do pick every game for you guys. And I take the points in a division game like this. Next up is the Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore -7. You got Baker Mayfield still trying to figure it out here. Nick Chubb, is obviously one of the key factors here in this game for the Cleveland Browns. I just think that the Baltimore Ravens have too much firepower. This is a division game, and it goes against everything I said. But every time you got to go against the grain. I did watch Cleveland Browns and the same team beat the Baltimore Ravens last season, and they could very well so this time. But I can't be on that side of the ball. I'm going to take, if you can get the 7, maybe 6.5 in some books. All my picks, guys, are coming from my bookie. That's pretty much the sports book I use. just for the simple fact that they're fair in the odds, and they always seem to have a half a point different in my favor. And other sports books maybe work for you, but my bookie, is a good one. And there are a lot of them with this legal sports gambling in many of the states. So, that's something to look into. If you go to bestsportspicks.com, you go to top sports books. I rank all the sports books that I like. Maybe that'll help you. There's a race book thing that I went over. And there's just different contests and stuff. So if you guys go on there and check it out. But sorry to get off the subject here, but the Ravens minus the 7 is the play. Okay, another division game here is the Jets at the Buffalo Bills. Last time I checked, I see it, going different ways. 6.5, 7 in favor of the Buffalo Bills. I don't really like this game. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. The defenses are pretty good. It's just, what young, I don't know, I wouldn't call him stud, but what young quarterback would you choose to have the ball in the 2-minute drill in the fourth quarter? I'm going with the Buffalo Bills here, minus the 6.5. I know it's a lot. I know the Jets could win. Week 1 is always tough, especially if you're in those survivor pools, guys. I would stay away from it, but I'm going to lean towards the Buffalo Bills, minus the 6.5. Yet another game out of the 4 that I given. Not really going to put any of my money into it, but it's a game that if you're looking to lean one way, take the Bills. They should win the game. Not sure by how many, though. Next game is the Las Vegas Raiders at the Carolina Panthers. Las Vegas minus 2.5, minus 3, minus 3.5. I see it, going. It was minus 1 when I took them 2 weeks ago. I like the Raiders. I just think that, usually rookie coaches and especially with a different quarterback don't do well in week 1. I don't know the percentages off the top of my head, but it's a terrible percentage of winning. Probably 20%, 30%, something like that in the past 10 years. I know last year the rookie coaches went, 0 for whatever it was, 0 for 5, 0 for 6. So I'm leaning towards that. The 2.5, 3. Anytime, it's less than 3, I always take the money line. I know that's not what you're supposed to do, but there's a lot of times where a team will win by 1 or 2 and you're on the wrong side and you have the winner. So the Las Vegas Raiders minus the 150 is my play. I'm actually putting my money into this and investing in this pick. I do think the Raiders win. Gruden another year coaching, should have the troops ready. Defense is solid, offense is okay, enough to get past here. Running game especially. The Raiders should beat the Carolina Panthers, no problem, and it's a good survivor pick if you're looking to, go with a team to survive, and you don't want to go with the big favorites, and you didn't have Kansas City Thursday. Raiders is something to look at. Seattle Seahawks at Atlanta Falcons. I got the Seattle Seahawks +1, Atlanta -1. Wow, this is a pretty close game. I kind of didn't think it would be this close of a game. It started out as a pick'em. My bookie has Seattle +1, so the betting public is going with the home team here, and that's normal. That's something that happens, especially in Vegas. Now it's, 10, 11 states that are doing these sports books. There's one opening up down the street from me, so I'm pretty excited about the whole thing. I just can't trust the Atlanta Falcons. Another year older. It's hard for me to bet a team like that. They are explosive, but they are another year older, and that's a key in the NFL. And Matt Ryan is still good as advertised. Julio Jones is still there. It seems like these guys been there forever. I like Russell Wilson. I like the Seattle Seahawks. I like the Seattle defense. It's a game that I'm going to invest a little bit of money on. It's not one of the big games like my Raiders game, but Seattle +1 is something that I'm going to splash on, so take Seattle. Here comes a game that I'm going to put probably 25% of my investment in this week, and it's a game that not a lot of people are playing. So it's the Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles. They're in Washington, and it's not the Redskins. I understand. That's why I hesitated, but I'm going to call them the Washington Redskins. I don't think anything should change with that this year for me. So +6 with the Redskins. It's not, anytime in this division, it always seems to me, I've been following this for a long time, guys, and in this division especially, the team that's the underdog always seems to win for some odd reason. Maybe not always, but maybe more than 50% of the time. And when an underdog wins more than 50% of the time, that's a good bank. But it's not a game that I'm going to play the team in. I'm going to play the total. The total is over 41.5. It keeps dropping. It opened up at 44. I actually bet it at 44. I bet it at 42. I got it at 41 again. So I got 3 bets in on the over in this game. Everybody's going the under because of the injuries and the quarterback play of Haskin. But you got to realize that these two teams are explosive when they play, especially when they play each other. I mean, maybe they're not in, there it is in the background, the game that I'm talking about, and I think that this is going to be a back and forth game. I do think there's going to be turnovers. I do think there's going to be scores from turnovers. I do think the offense, they're going to hit home run plays. Deshaun Jackson should be huge for your fantasy lineups, guys. Jeffries is hurt. They might double team, so look for the number 2 and number 3 wide receivers there. I think it's going to be well over 41.5, and that's the play I'm making. I don't play a lot of over and under plays, guys, but when it comes to division games, I especially focus on those, and this is one that I'm definitely going to put my money in on. Okay, we have the next game is the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Indianapolis -7.5. I got 8. I got 7.5. I got 8. Okay, so it's looking like 7.5 at my bookie is the lowest one I got out of the top 7 sports books online. Yeah, this is a tough game. We don't know what Phillip Rivers is going to do here. I do like their kicking game, which is kind of crazy to say, but the rookie there for the Colts should make an instant impact. But they need touchdowns, and in order to win this game, you need touchdowns. Jacksonville, we don't know what kind of team we have. I was expecting a little bit better last year, and they didn't. As they did the year before, they were pretty impressive. So the arrows in the downward position for Jacksonville and an upward position for the Colts. Not a game that I'm going to play, but the Indianapolis Colts minus the 7.5 should get the job done, guys. Here's another game that I'm scratching my head at because I'm a, NFL guy, especially, the North Division. And I'm looking at these games, and I noticed one that really points out to me. It's almost to where I'm not going to play the game because it's just got a big question mark on it, and everybody's going in the other direction. But it's the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota's -2, 2.5. People are starting to lean. It was 3.5 at the beginning, so I guess it is going in the way I thought it would. But at the beginning there, a lot of the betting public was taking the Minnesota Vikings, saying Green Bay is washed up. I've lived through the pain of Aaron Rodgers, and I do know that this guy knows how to play ball, and he plays especially well when he's under the radar. And right now, they're saying that this team might go 8-8. They might be under 500. It's really hard to believe in a division that's not very strong. Minnesota is not that good. We know the Bears in Detroit, so it's almost like you have to take the Packers here if you're going to take a game. If you're going to bet this game, I just can't see Minnesota. I see a close game, and if you could get the Packers at 3, which is going to be hard, I see my bookie right now at 2.5. So that's about and DraftKings is at 2.5. So if you could buy up to the 3 points and take the Packers, I think that's a solid play, guys. Next game on the slate here, That's it for the noon games. So we're going to go into the 3 o'clock games here, Central Time. The Chargers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Um, Tyrod Taylor's the quarterback here. Is somebody you could trust. I'm not sure. I did like his week 1 performance a couple of years back. He's a guy that could step in. Is he a starting quarterback? I'm not sure. But he is great at stepping in. And this first game is kind of like stepping in. And yeah, it looks like ESPN is kind of on the same as me here. They're at the same games. But it's really hard for me to bet a rookie quarterback in Burrow. I like the receivers. I like the running game. I actually kind of like the defense a little bit. In the quarterback play, it's going to be hard, especially for a rookie quarterback, to win a game 1. That being said, I can't go with him. You know, I want to see him win. It's not a game I'm going to bet. It's going to be a game I'm going to enjoy to watch. You know, I'm going to have my NFL Red Zone on, and I'm going to have my Bears game on, and I'll have whatever primetime game is the noon game. So I'll have 3 TVs going, and hopefully they'll be showing this game a lot because I'm really interested to see what happens here because I'm a fan of Burrow and I'm a fan of this team, you know, the Bengals. But the Chargers -3 is probably the play for me, guys. Arizona at San Francisco. San Francisco opened up as a 7.5 point favorites. Now it's down to 6.5 at my bookie. So this is a tough game. I like the San Francisco 49ers. That was my Super Bowl pick at the beginning of the season last year, believe it or not. And we made it all the way to the Super Bowl, and we were winning at halftime, and we lost. You know, those things happen, especially when you have a terrific quarterback on the other side. You can't just have your defense try to control and win the game. You have to try to keep scoring, and you have to keep them on their toes, and that's something they didn't do in the second half of the Super Bowl. But this game being said, you know, I like both teams. You know, I like Murray a lot, and I think he's going to blossom very well. You know, they have Hopkins there. You know, it's going to be a threat. I think this is going to be a back-and-forth game. Believe it or not, it's not going to be as high scoring, but it's going to be a back-and-forth game, and whatever defense, you know, at the end can make the stop is going to win. I do think the 49ers win, but, you know, if you could get that 7 points, guys, I see it in a couple books at +7, even 7.5. I think that's a terrific play. It's a game I'll splash a little bit of money on. It's not a top game for me, but, you know, it's just a game that I think should be close. In division, you know, all the check marks for me in that game, so take the points. No blowout in this game. Next game on the slate here is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady at the New Orleans Saints. I got New Orleans at -4 opening. It's down to 3.5, and I do see it at 3 at my bookie. It's another reason why I use my bookie, guys. I'm not trying to promote them. You know, I'm not making any money off of it if you go and sign up for them right now. But I will if you recommend me. We'll each get, you know, a free $25, I think it is. But, you know, it is what it is. It's another game that it's got a lot of question marks for me. I'm not sure what to expect in Tom Brady and Ron Gronkowski. I know that they have an offensive line. I know they drafted an offensive line, the Buccaneers. I know that their defense is pretty good. I know the Saints are at home. I know that, you know, Drew Brees wins at home. I know that they have the best wide receiver in the game. They have one of the best running backs in the game. And they're only -3. I think it's a no-brainer. I'm not going to bet it because I usually only bet like 3 or 4 games. I'll invest in 3 and 4 games. And I'm coming up to my next one here. And then I got a Monday game. So far I got 2 on there. But this game here, you know, I'm going to take the Saints in the -3 for you guys. I do think they win the game. Tom Brady is not going to be the hero this time. And Drew Brees will get the last laugh on them. I do think they win by a touchdown or more. We got the Sunday night game, Dallas Cowboys at the LA Rams. LA Rams I got at +3, +4.5 at my bookie. I'm not sure, we got to check that, but that's something that I got to look into. But if it's 4.5, I'm definitely taking the Rams. But if I can get it at +3, +3.5, maybe buy it up a half a point. I don't like to do that, but it's going to be another game. The Rams defense at home. Dallas is supposed to be this up-and-coming team. I seen what they have in Prescott. I know they have a great wide receiver core. I know they have an elite running back. Their defense is decent. But they just don't win games. When they're supposed to win, they don't win games, and they're supposed to win here. So I am definitely going with the Rams, and I'm going to invest, probably a good portion of my investment here on the Rams. Is it a game I love? No, but is it a game I like? Yeah. And I think the Rams at home getting points. The same team, a little bit disappointing last year. They were on the wrong side and lost a few close games, but they're still a good team, and they're a pretty damn good team. And I do think they're better than, and especially their defense is better than the Cowboys. So the Rams +3, guys, is a no-brainer for me. We'll go to Monday. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the New York Giants. The Giants are a mess here, guys. Daniel Jones, rookie quarterback, not anymore. See what he's got. See if he improved. He does have a good arm. Running game is pretty good, but fragile. The Steelers got Big Ben back. Juju Smith-Schuster is my man. He could catch balls. He could do pretty much anything. The running game is still there, and the defense is always going to be there, guys. This game opened up at -3 Pittsburgh. That was about 2 weeks ago. I locked it in. I'm still liking the -6. I thought it should be at least a touchdown in favor of Pittsburgh. The Giants are a mess. I think they'll be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. Pittsburgh got their guy back at the helm. He's calling the shots. They're very good at primetime games. I know it's all, just a he say, she say thing, but I know that they're good at primetime games. And I watch this team win a lot of games, especially when, they're under the lights and the pressure's on and the coaching. So Pittsburgh should win this game by at least a touchdown, guys. I'm going to lock this one in. If you can get it lower than -6, I would try to, but I think 6 is safe. Last game, there's 2 Monday night games on week 1. Tennessee Titans at the Denver Broncos. It opened up at -2.5 Denver. Now it's -3 Tennessee. That's a 5-point swing, guys. So I'm sticking with my bookie in the +3. DraftKings got it, and Bovada got it at +3. The Denver Broncos in a close game. It's going to be a scrappy game. It's going to be a game of field position. So that being said, you take the home team. They're a good team. Both teams are good. Anytime you get points and take a good team on a Monday night, sit back and relax. Even if your team loses, by 3, you get a push. If you can get it to 3.5, maybe wait till Monday, guys. Try to lock it in at 3.5. Everybody's betting Tennessee because of last year, what they did. It's a different year. Denver's better. It's going to be one of those games. But, yeah, those are the games I got, guys. So let me recap my 4 games for you real quick. Sorry it was so long, but I just tried to get the details in there, and usually week 1's long. We're going to move along pretty quick in like a 5-10 minute video going forward, but I really do like the Raiders minus the 150 money line. It's a solid play I'm going to throw in on. The Redskins and the Eagles over 41.5. I love that one. I really like the Rams over the Cowboys with the +3. And I do like the Steelers a lot, minus the 6 over the Giants. All right, guys, I'll see you next week, week 2. This is Anthony Ace Michael from sleeperselections.com. Make sure you go to bestsportspicks.com and check out everything they got over there. A lot of free picks, a lot of free contests. You got a couple hours before kickoff, and if you did miss out on it, you could always get in on the week 2s. All right, guys, have a good one.